Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is another top 5. Didn't I just do one of these last week? Yes, I did. And this is not really, it just happened to be 5 things, okay? I don't even know if I'm gonna name this top 5. It just happens to be 5 of my favorite hydrating, moisturizing products for winter skin. And winter skin is not just for dry skin people, even oily skin people can maybe be a little less oily in the winter time. I have options for both, but the majority of them are gonna be for drier skin types. One of them I think is suited for all skin types, but my skin definitely gets drier this time of year. You walk outside, you get blasted with cold air, and you come back inside where your heat is going, and you're in your car where your heat is going. It can all really dehydrate and dry out your skin. And it's not just my face that suffers. My hands get really dry and cracked. Everything just loses lots of moisture. So I need to replenish that moisture. However, just buying something that says moisturizer is not always going to work. I really like to look for things that have glycerin, cholesterols, ceramides, ingredients that are proven to add hydration back to your skin. So I do have 5 products here. They are not all technically moisturizers. They're just products that I use on repeat this time of year. I'm not gonna go in any particular order. And I'm gonna start out with one that's a little bit newer to my collection, but I have had this for probably 2 months now. So I've used it for a good enough amount of time. And this is the Naturium Plant Ceramide Rich Moisture Cream. So again, ceramides. What are ceramides? They occur naturally in our skin, and they are composed of fatty acids and lipids. They really help us retain the natural moisture in our barrier. However, adding them topically can help add to that moisture if you feel like some of it is depleting from either environmental issues or aging, as our skin tends to get a little bit drier the older we get. So I like to look for products that have ceramides in them. This obviously does. It is in the name. This also has glycerin, which is very high up in the ingredients list, which again, I mentioned I look for. It's a very hydrating ingredient. It's also in probably a lot more products than you may know about. It's not very expensive. You can buy just straight glycerin, like over the counter. It's very beneficial to the skin as far as hydration and moisture goes. This also has an ingredient called C1315 alkane. And when I looked that up, it helps give a gliding sensation. It's an emollient that helps give a gliding sensation on the skin. And that is what kind of sets this apart as far as the experience goes in using this product. Because it's like a thicker cream, but when you mix it in, it does almost feel like it turns into an oil. It doesn't, but I think it's that alkane that is really making it glide over the skin, and it just makes for a nice experience while using this, but it doesn't stay oily. It sinks into the skin very well. It also has a wide range of fatty acids, including linoleic acid and a couple of other fatty acids really help with maintaining the moisture balance in your skin. They can also calm and soothe stressed out skin. So this is also a great soothing cream if you're someone who just feels like your skin or your barrier is screaming for help. Really concentrate on hydration products, period. Anyways, you're not gonna wanna put a lot of actives on a stressed out skin barrier, and this would be a great product to do that. So loving the Naturium Plant Ceramide Rich Moisture Cream. The next one I'm gonna talk about is something that is unfortunately getting reformulated. And I say unfortunately before I actually try the reformulation. It might be amazing, but this brand is reformulating pretty much all of their products at the moment. However, you can still get this from the place that I get it through probably mid-January or as long as they have supplies. And this is from Biologique Recherch. And I'm gonna say it's the only skincare product. Have I used P50? I think maybe I did a sample of P50 like a long time ago, but this is the only full-size product that I've ever had or used from Biologique Recherch. And this is the Cream Mask Vernix. So yes, it has mask in the name. However, I use it more as a sleeping mask. So as an overnight moisturizer in a thin layer. This is the second jar that I have, and I'm probably a third of the way through. I'm honestly using this very sparingly because I don't want it to run out. And this is not necessarily something you're gonna wanna use on your face every single night. Using it like 2 to 3 times max a week is really gonna still show benefits from this product without making it run out too quick. And I just think it's gonna be too much if you use it every night. So this has glycerin, it's got squalane, it's got a lot of hydrating ingredients. It also has cholesterols. And I've mentioned before that I really like to look for cholesterols in my products, especially hydrating products. I've always heard they were good, but I was listening to a podcast where Javon Ford, who is a cosmetic chemist, if you don't follow him on Instagram, you should. I love his posts, was being interviewed, and they were like, what's the one ingredient that you feel like is undervalued, not talked about enough, and that you look for in all of your products? And he said cholesterols. And even though I had heard they were great and I knew that they were beneficial, after that I started looking for them in my products. And cholesterols are another natural lipid molecule that occurs in our skin. Maintaining them through topicals can really help your skin barrier, helps maintain the health and integrity of the moisture barrier of your skin, and helps the skin cells grow in a very healthy way. So obviously I look for cholesterols. This has cholesterols in it as well. It also has, and I'm reading this because I'm not going to be able to pronounce it probably right, but I think it's phytosphingosine, which is a skin identical ingredient that's anti-acne, antimicrobial, and antibacterial. It has some antioxidants in it. Some people say they don't like the smell. I personally, my nose feels like it smells like banana bread batter, which I am not mad at. Other people say it smells yeasty. I don't get that. I just get like straight banana bread. It is a joy for me to use this. You don't need much at all. And again, you can use this as a mask, leave it on for 20 or 30 minutes, tissue it off, but it's not the cheapest product, and I want the full benefits of it, so I leave it on all night. It's really soothing. If I feel like my skin is just overstressed, this is what I'm gonna reach for. And I always wake up the next day with glowing, very pretty hydrated looking skin without looking oily. So they are reformulating to take all of the animal products out. I believe it has lanolin in it, so I know they're gonna be taking that out. I'm not exactly sure what else, but again, if you have tried this and you love the recent formulation, or you have been wanting to try it because you've heard great things about the existing formulation, definitely check it out. I get mine from Aqueous Scottsdale, and so I'm gonna leave that link down below because again, you can get it for at least hopefully the next month. The next one I'm going to talk about is one that I do think is going to work well for all skin types. So if you're someone who has oilier skin, but you still feel like sometimes you can feel a little dehydrated, this is going to be a great product for you. And this is from Stratia, and this is their Lipid Gold Barrier Lotion. Now it used to be called Liquid Gold. Now it is called Lipid Gold, but from my understanding, it's still the exact same product. And this is what they call a serum lotion hybrid, which is why I think it's going to be great for people with more combo to oily skin, but can also be used on drier skins as well, because the consistency really is in between a serum and a lotion. It is not a thick moisturizer. I would not call this a cream by any means. It is definitely a hybrid. It comes out yellow, hence the name. So this has niacinamide in it, which is good for moisture. It's also good to help with acne. It helps with skin brightening. It's not too much niacinamide. I'm not exactly sure the exact percentage, but I can be sensitive to too much niacinamide in a product, and I have had no issues with this whatsoever. It also has a lot of antioxidant ingredients in the form of oils, without being oily. But do check the oils. I know it's got rosehip oil, sea buckthorn seed oil, cranberry seed oil. It also has a lot of antioxidants. This one also has quite a bit of ceramides and cholesterols in it as well. So it is going to be very hydrating without being over the top or too thick. Now, if you have very dry skin, this is going to be something you might want to look into as a serum step, a very hydrating serum step. You could even mix it in with a heavier moisturizer if you want, or you can layer it underneath a heavier moisturizer. If I feel super dry, I will do that. I will layer it underneath and kind of consider it my last step serum. If you have more combo oily skin, this is probably gonna be enough all on its own. There is one small drawback to it, and one of the reasons that I only use this at night is because of the color. And if I find that I don't rub it in very, very well, like very, very well, I can have some like yellow smudging, maybe like up on my temples or something like that. So it's not something that I would choose to wear under makeup for that reason alone. However, if you want something that's gonna be super hydrating for your skin overnight, or if you know you're not gonna have an issue rubbing it in all the way, then this is going to be very good to look at. There is If you look at the ingredients, I like to use Inky Decoder website for when I'm looking up ingredients and researching. And there's one ingredient on there that they consider icky, and I'm not gonna be able to pronounce this. Diazolidinyl urea. Okay, so this is a preservative. And when I looked up what this was, it does release a tiny bit of formaldehyde. And I know that's like, oh my goodness, why would you ever put that on your face? But when I say a tiny amount, it is a fraction of what you get from like eating and ingesting a medium-sized pear. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I grew up on canned pears. And when I say I grew up on canned pears, like I would wait for my mom to drain them so I could drink the pear juice. I grew up on canned pears. I have eaten them my entire life. And if I have not gotten sick or had any horrible reaction from all of the pears that I have eaten in my life, I'm not worried about a preservative like that. That's going to be your choice, but I do want to let you know that that is in here. I personally love it. Now, let's talk about a serum, and this is probably my favorite hydrating serum. I have a couple of favorites, and if I've ever talked about something being moisturizing and hydrating and loving it, I still love it. In fact, I just thought of the Cocoa Kind Ceramide serum, which I'm actually almost out of. I love that one for a moisturizing serum. Again, full of ceramides, great for your skin barrier. But if I'm really thinking about, okay, what is going to just give my skin some intense moisture, it's gonna be the Iunik Beta Glucan Power Moisture Serum. I am almost out of this. I'm like right down there. This is K-Beauty. It is very affordable. I honestly just received my latest Styvana order in the mail yesterday. I should have included this. I will go add it to my cart so that I make sure it is in my next package. This is, to me, what hyaluronic acid claimed to be for everybody for years. Hyaluronic acid is not always the best humectant. If you live in a very dry climate, it really needs something to pull the moisture into your skin from. And sometimes if you don't have the humidity in the air, or if you don't layer a strong enough moisturizer on top of it, you don't pull that moisture in, and it can actually dry your skin out more. I don't necessarily think I've ever had that issue with hyaluronic acid. However, I feel like my skin is definitely more moisturized when I used Beta Glucan. This particular serum has 6 ingredients in it. It is basically Beta Glucan. It's water, humectants, solvents, 1 preservative, and that's it. It's not only moisturizing, but Beta Glucan can help fight free radicals. It's very soothing for sensitive skin. It can help redness. It can fight off bacteria. It's really a powerhouse ingredient, in my opinion. So how I like to use this, 2 different ways. Just like you would a serum, it's pretty thick, almost like a serum / gel. So you can either put it on just like a serum and then top it with a moisturizer. I actually like using probably half a dropper full in with my existing moisturizer when I need a super dose of hydration. So again, you can see how much I've used this and love it. Will be repurchasing it. To me, this is way better than hyaluronic acid. So if you have in the past used that and not felt like it did much for you, definitely give Beta Glucan a try. Now, the last product I'm going to talk about has been one of my favorite discoveries this year and will probably be talked about again in my skincare favorites. But this is from the brand Prequel, which a dermatologist that has a YouTube channel, I cannot remember her name, started this line. And this is the Skin Utility Ointment Multi-Purpose Skin Protectant. Anything has helped my dry skin so far this year since I have purchased this, it is this. This is exactly what it says. It's a skin utility ointment. And when you look up the ingredients, there's no like superstar ingredients, okay? But there's also no bad ingredients. It has emollients, it has some antioxidants, lots of soothing ingredients, and it is a balm, an ointment, okay? So it's gonna come off a little Vaseline-y, but there's a difference between this and Vaseline. And it is that this is only 45% petrolatum, which Vaseline is 100%. So if you have tried Vaseline as like a slugging agent or something to really kind of keep all the moisture in at the end of your skincare routine, but you really felt it was too heavy, you just felt like that's all you could feel on your face, the entire night, this is something to look into because again, it's only 45%, so it's a lighter consistency. It sits very nicely on the skin, and how I use this is I will do my entire skincare routine, which typically, as long as I am not doing something that night, typically is around 6 or 7 o'clock at night. I will go about my night, and then right before I go to bed, around between 10 and 11 o'clock, I will go in, I will put on a moisturizing eye cream, even though I've already put one on. It's been a few hours. That's the area I want the most moisture in right now. I'll put on a moisturizing eye cream. I will take a very small amount. Y'all, I have had this for probably a little over 2 months, and it looks like I haven't used any because you don't need much. A very small amount, warm it in between my fingers. I will put it all under my eyes. I will put it down on the sides of my nose. I will put it on my upper lip. If I feel like my chin is dry, I'll put it there and then kind of spread it out in like a little V formation all the way up to my temples. And that's from the tiniest amount. It spreads so nicely. I do not have it come off on my pillow. I do not feel like it's heavy. I wake up in the morning with super hydrated skin because what this does, it not only soothes your skin, but anything you have underneath it, it locks it in, which is another reason I reapply a hydrating eye cream right under it. I want it to lock that sucker in and work on keeping the hydration that I have put on my face in my skincare routine on my face and in my face for the entire night. And this really does it. I feel like my skin has loved this so much, and it is $18. Very affordable, will last me a year, if not longer. With the amount I use and how far it goes, it's 2 ounces. It's just gonna last you a long time. And if you're someone who, maybe you love Vaseline, I would still check this out because it serves the same purpose in my opinion, but I feel like it does it in an even better way. So definitely check out the Prequel Skin Utility Ointment. And that is it. Those are my favorite hydrating products this time of the year. If you have dry skin, combo oily skin, you just need that hydration. You need your barrier to be soothed, not compromised, and in as healthy a state as possible, because even though I am all about the actives, if your barrier is not healthy, nothing matters. So definitely concentrate on hydration as a major part in your skincare routine. So I will have everything listed and linked below per usual. Let me know if you have any question. Let me know, and everybody else, what your favorite hydrating moisturizing product is at the moment down in the comment section below. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.